really interesting website, and I was already familiar with his work. Very interesting research. Give us your website one more time, and then in the remaining time we've got, go into the ways that Facebook and Google and others are A, government connected, and B, just sucking everything up.
Okay, number one, my website, thank you, Alex, is 888freedom.com. That's 888freedom.com. And through that site, you can go to my other site that I own, which I'm not going to mention, but you go through there, and it shows you how to protect yourself from all of these privacy vampires that are trying to destroy and take everything from you every day. Now, the government owns the Internet. Okay, they own the Internet. They own it. There was a bill passed in 2003 called the Can-Spam Act. Okay, and this law allowed free speech to reign, small business to reign, supposedly. But it doesn't happen that way. But let's go into Facebook. Let's get really down and dirty, okay? Let's put it this way. Anybody that belongs to Facebook, anybody that belongs to Twitter, anybody that belongs to MySpace, anybody that belongs to Google, anything you upload, anything, let's say you upload, for example, a show, Alex, a show of yours, your intellectual property, right? It says in the terms of service on Twitter, and I can't read it verbatim, but I'm just going to tell you.
They say they own it, yes.
Yes. They say anything, like pictures of my kids, for example. I didn't know this. I had to start investigating these guys really big time because they own...
No, that's why suddenly Fox News, CNN, and others are showing YouTube videos because it puts your copyright into a no man's land, which I'm happy because I just want to get the word out. But no, I mean, I read that years ago when I first started uploading 5-6 years ago to YouTube. They say, hey, we own your stuff now.
Yeah, but the thing is, not many people know, and that's the problem. Is nobody knows. And for example, everybody thinks an email is a spam email. Now, let me clarify what spam is. Spam is illegal activity when someone steals your computer to send out their garbage about pornography, and that is what spam is. Sending an email to your friend or getting your newsletter out is just freedom of speech and getting things out to the public so they know, but they want to shut that down. Google reads everything. So if you put a word in there, okay, let's say you send an email to a friend. You're sending it from Google or to Google, and a word that they don't like. Let's say FEMA camps, or let's say whatever you want to call it.
Oh, no, we've noticed we can't get articles out with the name Bill Gates in it. They delist that automatically. Look at BP, how they just got caught buying the search terms.
And a little guy like me, Bill Waggoner, I can't even send an email to certain places like Microsoft. When I got home from D.C. in 2003, late 2003, that name Waggoner it refused to allow Waggoner to even come as a normal personal email to a friend. So all of these places that are free, all of them, Earthlink, Hotmail, Google, Microsoft Live, Yahoo. Let me tell you a real horror story here real quick, and scoot this in here. I had a friend of mine, okay? We know about Google Earth. We know it's all controlled. We know that you can find anything you want to find out, right? But now they have this little plug-in on Yahoo. And a friend of mine called me, and he said, Bill, you're not going to believe this. I said, what? He said, I opened my Yahoo box. A friend sent me an email. It showed his email. It showed where he lived, directions to get to his house, the whole 9 yards, without him even asking for this. He didn't download Google Earth, nothing, and it's just coming up. So terrorists, anybody can find out where you live right now. That's it. Twitter.
Well, it's the same thing. What movie you're going to see, they now know. Where you're going on vacation, they know. And it's all being watched. And from all the CIA people I've had on, like Mr. Steele and others, Google and Facebook were created by the CIA, by the Pentagon. And they're not just infiltrated, they are government.
Oh, yeah, and you have to look at the top, though. You have to look at the top, Alex. You really do.
Well, look what Schmidt, the head of Google, said last month on MSNBC. He said, look, you shouldn't be doing anything you're ashamed of on the Internet. You have no privacy.
Yep, privacy is dead. A guy from there's so many stories about these Internet top dogs, okay, that were there. and that say these things that your privacy is dead, and if you're not doing anything wrong, you got nothing to worry about.
But then they always make themselves exempt from their own technology.
Exactly. The laws, they go, oh, well, it doesn't apply to us. Doesn't apply to us. Well, guess what? It does apply to you guys. And you know what? When the bottom line comes down, the people know, which we're spreading the word everywhere, and my book...
Well, Bill, stay there. I'm going to do a few more minutes with you on the side, okay, and particularly ask you where this is going. Because, don't be evil. I mean, that was the NSA sick joke about their NSA operation known as Google. Now people know they are evil, not just evil, pure evil. There are open announcements that they want a kindler, gentler internet with taxes on alternative speech, with government watchdog agencies that superimpose through the browser on the computer, government counter messages to, quote, bring balance. We're talking about the end of free speech. And in public schools, in colleges, in corporations, Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com is blocked. And it's one thing if a private corporation does it. That's their right. But then they slander me. They defame me by saying I'm teaching hatred. And they say in some of the databases we've gotten screenshots of, hacking. There's nothing, or criminal activity. That's one of the new ones I'm seeing in these databases. And now the FCC is announcing they control the internet. They're going to regulate it. The FTC is announcing it. And they're saying openly that, we're going to take your tax money and then provide you 3 and 4G nationwide. So the government not only runs General Motors and a lot of the big oil companies and, has control over the banks now in this merger of corporations and government, this inside crony capitalism that we have, this fraud. It's not free market. Now they're going to take your tax money and compete with the other 3 and 4G networks, or do contracts, they're saying, with government to where the government gives contracts to run the, quote, public networks through AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, and others. And then our sites will be blocked from those as part of the filter protection. So this is what Internet 2 really is. Going back to Mr. Waggoner, from your research, what are some other ways they're planning with this cocktail of moves? How do you see them implementing all these announcements with cybersecurity? Obama saying, I may have to shut the web off to protect it. I mean, they're really coming out in the open. And how far away do you think they are from really starting to drop the hammer on us?
Well, I think this. I think there is no way they could ever drop the hammer on all of us, because the Internet, what they would do is if they did that, let's say Mr. Obama, that's what I'll call him, just Mr. Obama, is that he said, I've heard him say it, might have to turn the Internet off. Well, let me tell you what would happen if that was the case. It would create more hackers than he could ever imagine. Right now we have hacker problems as it is. Now, if he decided to shut the Internet off, and say it's going to be all government controlled, everything we say, the FCC, FTC, blah, blah, all this, there would be hackers everywhere. Do you think that people, I don't think people, I know the will of the people always prevail, at least in my opinion. I've learned things in my life, in my 16 years of doing this, of how to beat these people. Okay, I see it going this way. I see Facebook dying, saying bye-bye. The more we talk about this, the more they're going to go away. I see these companies like Google, the more we talk about this, them going away. But there's one company that we have to, if we can get this one company, this one organization off our backs and hold them accountable, called Spam House. You have to look this up, Alex. It's so important. SPAMHAUS.org. Once we shut these guys down, then everything is possible.
Well, isn't that just a rating service that is creating some of the databases that are used? Well, that are creating the databases of what they say is spam.
That's what they claim. But no. They're the ones that tell these providers what to do. They're the ones that read your email. They're the ones that tell the companies, like I said, they're the ones that tell Google what to do. I don't know how these people in Britain get this power, but they are the ones. It's them. When I first started off my internet career, these people immediately attacked me. Immediately. I would get death threats every single day. They're attacking me to this day. But
well, I have to be honest with you. I mean, the stuff you're saying about Facebook and Google, I have articles about. But I don't know enough about this organization, to be able to say that they're the ones sending you death threats.
Well, Alex, let me tell you, it's very hard to find out unless you've been there. You know what I'm saying? No.
Hey, listen, I've definitely got to read your book. Does your book cover all this?
Yes, it does, in detail.
Well, listen, do this. I appreciate you coming on with us, and I appreciate you being on the show.
I appreciate